Good.
All right, good morning. Call to order the Scott County Council meeting, February 8th, 2022, 9:30. Show that 6 are present and Diane is joining us by phone. If we want to go ahead and say the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to, if everybody would like to join me, I'll say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you.
All right, does anybody have any new business that wants to come before us? We won't do anything on it today, but, all right, seeing none, we'll move right on in. Diane, can you hear us? Is she still on there?
Diane, you on there?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I think I have COVID again.
Oh, you're fine, I was just making sure you could hear us.
So I'm
That's not
trying to get in to get tested today, so I apologize for not being there in person, but if it is COVID, I didn't want to spread it to everybody, so I apologize.
Thank you. All right, first up, Health Department, extension of holiday and overtime policy, COVID tester part-time position request.
So the overtime policy, this will be the third renewal of that, if you guys remember. So we've received several grants actually over the last 2 years. And those can be put towards overtime pay if you're doing vaccines or testing. And so when we consulted the HR firm, because a lot of our employees are exempt, so usually they don't qualify for overtime or comp time or anything like that, they suggested just having a policy in place that is renewed kind of on a set time, so it's not something that's just freestanding indefinitely. So this is just a renewal of that, which would go from retroactive from 1/1, because the last one ended on 12/31, until June 30th of this year. And hopefully by June we'll be in a good situation where we won't have to renew it anymore. And the commissioners did approve that policy extension at their last meeting last Wednesday.
All right, do I have a motion to accept?
Make a motion.
Donnie motion, do I have a second?
This is covered by the grant, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I'll second that.
I got a question real quick. I didn't hear it.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You say commissioners did?
Yes, commissioners approved it
Yeah.
on their last meeting.
Okay.
All in favor? 6-0.
Can you sign your copy for me, Rachel? Just whenever you get a chance, you can give it to Tammy. So I think that's the original. You just passed it. Yeah, and you can give it to Tammy just so we have that on file. And then, if you guys remember, it's been a few months ago. I came to you guys and asked for a grant approval of. It was like a school co-ag grant. So basically, a liaison for the schools, and they can also help with testing and vaccines. So now I'm just coming to you guys to put that part-time position in place on the salary ordinance. The grant was for $110,000. Obviously, all of that's not going to go towards salary because it'll just be a part-time position. But ideally, it's somebody maybe that could stay on at the health department and fill other positions that may be vacant over the next, year or so too. So
we did get the grant.
yes, yep.
Michelle, do you know how many hours a week that would be?
It's probably just 3 days a week, so what would that be, 21?
21 hours.
Mm-hmm. And that still falls under part-time, correct?
And it's not a matching or anything, it's,
No, this is just, it's a reimbursable grant, but other than that, no match.
And the rate of compensation.
I think I just said the county part-time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can we go to 11?
It's 11 something.
I think, maybe 11.
Yeah.
19?
I was thinking 11:44, but
Part-time, 11-19.
okay.
Alright, so we need to create the position, we didn't do that last time?
We did not.
Okay.
No, because I think we had applied for the grant, but it hadn't been granted yet, so.
And you haven't approved your salary ordinance for it would go on part A, which is what's before you right now. So when we get to that section, if you guys move to add that, I'll correct it before we sign anything.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I make a motion to approve that.
Alright, Donnie motion, do I have a second? To create the position?
Yeah, can we call that COVID support?
COVID.
Is that okay? I think it might say COVID tester on the agenda, but I think COVID support would probably be.
COVID tester.
Okay, Donnie motion to create position COVID support. That's covered in the grant for 110,000.
Yes.
We're gonna do 3 days, 21 hours at 11.19 an hour.
Yep.
Alright, add second.
11:19.
Yes, sir.
All in favor? 6-0.
Teresa, can I request to add it to my budget or no? Does that need to be? If I'm not doing an additional, can I request a new line item be added to a budget, even if it's not on the agenda? Okay, that's fine.
Is this a grant that you guys get often, or was this a?
This is just for COVID related stuff.
So what's going to happen?
So either one, obviously grant money runs out and positions go away like you guys saw with the HIV tester and our
Right.
outreach coordinator at the beginning of this year. Or people retire and then maybe if it's somebody who's a good fit, maybe it'll be ideal.
You're not gonna look to fill this position, this part-time COVID tester position when the,
Out when the
when
pandemic is
the
over.
thing runs out.
Yeah,
Okay,
right,
okay.
correct, yes, correct. Yeah, and I think making it part-time too, that way somebody doesn't get all the benefits and all of that,
Right.
kinda will help that too, to maybe find somebody who's a better suit to the position that they know it's not something that's long-term and you get the county perf and all that, so. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, next up, Emergency Management Agency, interlocal agreement, Scott County School District 1, 2002 Chevrolet minibus. Everybody have a chance to read that yet, or?
I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, but what we're gonna use this van for?
Did they say, Tammy, at their
Reclaim
meeting? I haven't had a
insurance.
chance to watch it.
you know, there was not, honestly, a whole lot of
That's a question I have,
discussion
too.
in the
What-
meeting about it. It's something that Jeff had brought up a few meetings before that, and then Zach had drafted the document for the interlocal. So let me get him on the phone, because I'm not for sure if he's busy this morning or why he's not here, so hold on just a second.
We just had a meeting on not spending any money, and
Well, I mean, because even if we take it, we take on the insurance and.
they were just saying
repairs
that we didn't
and-
need any more insurance.
Right, so,
2002's, I mean, you know, to me it's probably okay, but to county government's probably a little old,
well, I mean, for, I don't know what they're gonna use it for.
yeah.
They may, did it say what department it may go to?
It's
But
EMS,
it's the.
Oh, EMS.
EMS. or no, not,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
Oh,
It's the interlocal agreement between.
So we're just gonna have it in case we need it. So we're gonna have to pay for it and pay insurance and keep it up and for a once in a blue moon thing.
He's at a District 9 EMA meeting, so there was a conflict with his time this morning, that's why he's not here. He's not on. So,
We wanna table this?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Linda, you wanna motion that?
Yeah.
Alright,
I got a question about doing it, what would they use it?
alright.
What they would use it for.
That's why we're tabling it, what they're gonna use it
Right, say
for,
that's-
yeah.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Raymond second, all in favor? 6-0. Yeah, cause I don't quite understand spending. It's gonna be commissioners request 30,000 to purchase vehicle for EMS. So it's supposed to be EMA?
No,
Or is this-
that's
is this something different?
That's something different.
Wonderful.
That's,
Yeah, I got a question.
All right,
on
let's
that,
go
too.
on to, now we'll go to the commissioners. None of them available to be here. Do you know if any of them are coming?
do not. I called Randy and asked Randy what it was about, and from what I understand is they want to give the trucks, the heavy-duty trucks that EMS has to the highway. Highway is going to trade in some vehicles, and then they want to use that to buy EMS chase vehicles, 2 chase vehicle Durangos. And so from what I understand is the 30,000 is what would be left over from the trade-in that we would have to and come up with.
Yeah.
And so,
Things they discussed that the truck market is so tight right now,
And
you
I-
can't get new trucks.
well, and I understand that, and it is a good deal, like Eric said, it's a good deal, but it's not a right time. We don't have the, in my opinion, we don't have the affordability to take advantage of a good deal right now. They wanna sell an ambulance, so my thing is, let's let them sell the ambulance, and then if that's what they need to do for chase vehicles, I don't know why they need chase vehicles, but,
We need to do pertinent stuff right now
so,
instead of,
Yeah, they said they was thinking they'd get 150,000 out of that, one ambulance.
I think that we need to let that ride, see what happens with that before we do any of this. And I know trucks are hard to come by and it's a good deal, but we're not in the position to take advantage of it. We don't have it.
that's why we need to have one big meeting and we need to have EMS come in. We need to go over all the vehicles, everything they have, and then we need to do that department by department. I'm just gonna stress that again.
Don't hold your breath.
I know, we just can't get
Randy,
anything
what do you
done.
think about it?
Well, I got a question in my mind on it. Every time we turn around, there's vehicles for EMS. And so let's look at, as you say, let's look at, what they've got, what they plan on doing, and yeah, if we can take some and give them to a highway and take highway, maybe that's okay, but let's look
But
at
not
all the
right,
vehicles
but
they
right,
got.
not right now to shell out an additional
and see-
30,000.
All right, let's table
See
this
what
till the
the
commissioners
distribution
can,
is.
I'll make a motion.
till we can talk about it.
And include the vehicles in the highway too. I don't know. We got a lot of vehicles in this county.
We need to look at that big
We got a
time.
lot of vehicles in
I
this
thought the
county.
commissioners were going
And I
to.
know our insurance is probably fleet insurance,
It is.
where you got
Is it fleet?
Yeah.
1 to
Well, they
50
do a little
vehicles
bus
would
with
cost
it.
you this much, 1 to 100 would cost you this much.
The
Is that,
fleet
is that correct, Tammy?
I would know, I could be able to tell you, but, I never got called to an insurance meeting to go over anything, so.
Well, that insurance committee doesn't deal with the liability, it's only health insurance. That committee is,
Yeah,
and
you're on-
like health insurance committee,
Well,
yeah,
then we need one for we need a committee for the,
the liability.
Yeah.
Well, my understanding is and you know insurance better than me, so I'm just talking from my limited knowledge base, okay? But it's fleet insurance, and that gives the flexibility that you can bring vehicles on, and then when they'll take a look at your audit time period, you know, your inventory can fluctuate during the year, everybody's covered, ons and offs or whatever, and then they look at the inventory and they do an audit, and at the end of the year, depending on the changes in your classifications of vehicles and also the number of vehicles that you have, and then their purpose they're intended for, plus your comprehensive or your just P&L, you're going to be rated on your premiums, and then they do those adjustments. Sometimes we pay, sometimes we don't pay at all. This last report, believe it or not, I was in shock. It's good. Our audit came out good, and we had very little change in vehicles. Matter of fact, we pretty much held steady for the past year, which is not the perception that's out there kind of right now. But again, that was what I was told by the insurance, and they did the audit, and we were we're spot on with the numbers with ISU and so, but we're pretty much, and they said the only change that created a little bit of increase in premium was the highway department's classification of vehicles that they added, and I don't know if it has to do with the dump trucks or something, or the paver or what, I don't know out there, but anyway, it was really the highway, if there's gonna be any kind of increase in premium that generated that because of the classification of vehicle that they had, so.
But the bottom
Good news on
line
that
is,
part, but, you know.
bottom line is the number of vehicles you have could, I emphasize could, influence your premium.
Yes,
It does.
Yes, it does,
That's what, okay.
Yes.
yes. When they do the year-end checkup, so to speak, you could owe a little bit more going into the next cycle because of what you're carrying forward from the previous premium cycle. Does that make sense?
You could, yes, but
Yeah,
Okay, any,
number of vehicles could influence
it
it.
makes sense if you got 10 or if you got 50.
Yeah.
And if it was at the break point,
No, they're not
one
going to.
vehicle
If
could
you've
do
got
it.
100 and you've got 103,
That might be.
and depending on what's changed during the year, you might not see much of a difference.
And
But
it's-
if you jump a lot, it's gonna change.
And it's what those vehicles that are used for, and it's your risk. So if you add a vehicle like the dump truck, there's more risk there, so they're going to take that into account that we didn't pay for that through the year, so they're gonna say, hey, there was more of a risk, so you owed more money for the past year, so.
alright, do I have a second to table this?
I'll
So we can
second.
talk to the commissioners. Add a second, all in favor? 6-0. Alright, old business, 2022 Board of Appointments.
You like, what, one or two? You tabled one.
We tabled the whole thing, but.
Oh, we
I
tabled
mean,
the whole thing?
Yeah.
I think it was the beverage commission, somebody was gonna check on Perry Hayes. Whether he wanted to.
I called, I didn't call Perry, but I called Jim, but, Perry hasn't had any negative comments, so we'll leave him on there for the time being, and if I can get a hold of him this afternoon, then we'll change it.
Well, I will have to make a, kind of a report on the area plan commission meeting. Very exciting. I'll say it tongue in cheek. So, yeah, thanks, Donnie.
You're welcome.
Getting me on the area plan commission.
You're perfect for it.
Yeah, I'm perfect for it. Yeah, very dry and matter of fact. But, no, it went well, and there's important things to, to look at and stuff.
It's interesting. It's-
Yeah, they'll be making some, decisions on some different things that are pretty necessary, so, yeah. But it went well,
Good.
yeah.
Thank you for going. Thank you for the report.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I've only got Perry Hayes, the rest of them, I've got Plan Commission Eric, Board of Zoning, Jim Boswell, Civil Defense, Insurance Committee, Rachel and Lindy, Economic Development, Rachel, EMS Advisory, Raymond, your library trustees are good, Personnel Committee, Rachel and Lindy, Redevelopment, Lindy and Iva, River Hills Board, Lindy, Partnership, Rachel, Seared, Diane Mullins, and ATA, Eric.
Yep. Anybody else have anything that,
So what do you need, a motion to approve that?
if everybody's good with the appointments, and nobody has any others, we can go with it.
I've moved to approve.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say what, exactly what is it you want, and I would second Eric.
All right, Eric, motion to approve. And Raymond second. All in favor? 5, all opposed? 1. Salary ordinance 2022A and part C.
There's a couple of places, of course, you just amended it, so I'll go in and change that for the part-time position. I'll add that to the health department section. I think there was one item on there that at the top, on the back of section A, you flip it over, highway department, I had it highlighted in yellow. We have 2 positions in the highway department for the administrative assistant or slash bookkeeper, whichever one you want to look at. One of those probably needs to go away in 2022 because we don't have 2 positions at the highway. So we'll either, by your move, continue to pay her as interim bookkeeper, or it'll be a return to admin assistant.
So we didn't decide that last time?
We
It
need,
has never been reviewed since that was done.
wonder if Kevin can make it in Thursday for our joint meeting.
Do you want to move this part A to Thursday then?
I don't wanna do it without talking to him to see what all Lori's gonna do or what he's doing.
His plans are.
That's why we tabled it last time, because he wasn't here to ask him.
So if we go with the administrative assistant, that would take care of the bookkeeping, right? The administrative assistant. That job now would take care of, or no?
No, that's a different position.
So she-
The former director did a lot of bookkeeping.
So she continued to do what she's doing now, right? We would keep her where she's at now.
And then you would not keep her as an interim bookkeeper, you would title her just as the highway bookkeeper.
And
she'd
then
make
we would get rid of
19
that, and then we get rid of that.
admin assistant position
Ad-
would go away.
And if Kevin is going to do more,
bookkeeping.
then we would bump her down to.
I agree with you. I'd like to-
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I wanted to ask him, because if he stays on the road, then we don't have to, if he's gonna be one of the men that we're short, then he can fill in on the road and we can pay her 1917. I wouldn't mind that.
Right,
If we didn't have to add another position.
right.
But if he's gonna do paperwork
And
and be in the office and we have to hire another man on the crew, then we need to go one way or another.
So if we push this
That's
to
just my thought.
Thursday agenda for you guys.
Please.
to talk to
Please.
him.
Yeah, my understanding from the commissioners, that I've talked to, is what she said is the case, but, like,
that
they're
he's
not
on,
here.
that he's on the road and.
Yeah, that he wants to be on the road.
Yeah, he's hands-on, so.
Yeah, and he wants her to, take the responsibility for the paperwork, so, but,
But I wanna make sure that's in
We
the
need to hear
job
it from-
description, that the commissioners write a new job description first before we go through all that and. All right, so do we need a motion to table that, or is that on
I
the,
just, well, I'll make the motion if you need one, but you want
You
one,
can do
but I'll make
consensus
the
to
motion
table
it to be
till Thursday.
tabled
We are
until a
honest in
meeting to be
consensus.
determined.
to Thursday?
2, 10, and 10. 10 and
Yeah,
10.
10 of 10.
So who's gonna call and remind me?
I will.
We're gonna get an
I'll pick you up.
agenda-
Buy your copy.
agenda
Two
for that
copies.
meeting. Last all day.
Well, we're tabling a lot of stuff, I mean, that's okay, but is there, is there a, do we not have enough information to do this now?
No, that's what we're saying. We need to know that he's not planning on
Hiring another
hiring
person?
another highway and staying in the office. We need to know that before we,
We can't okay the whole, because it's an ordinance as a whole, so that's what we're trying to go over
I'd
today.
like
So
to
we
hear
just
the
need
commissioners'
his-
comments also. They need to be involved in
So
this.
that was A, what about, and then A would, I'll amend to include that part-time.
Okay.
And have that ready for Thursday. And then, on section C, those are your matrix positions. which are your probation officers, that's a state matrix.
Everybody good with part C? 2022 Scott County Salary Ordinance 2022-001, part C. We still need to go over all these positions, cause there's a
Yeah.
heck of a lot of people over at the sheriff's office, and there's, I don't know, we're just,
Now, I audited the count against the prior year, and we're not up any full-timers. I mean, a part-time is a lump sum that you guys, he doles out how his hours, what he needs, but, there's no change in officers, there's been no change in jailer counts. The only thing that changed in your jailer section was that last year you all approved a supervisor, another 50 cents an hour for another supervisor stipend, which is on there anyway. So you just allowed that to happen. So that's been reflected in this. Okay.
all right, do I have a motion to approve for now?
I will.
Yeah, you have to run that by me again.
All right,
because
Lindy,
what we're doing right now.
Just
We're-
part C, the matrix only
This
position.
one, so this one, we're approving the seat, and so it's basically the state matrix, it's the hourly for the probation officer and stuff.
There we
It's the stuff. So it's the hourly for like probation officers, year 1, year 2, 3 deputies, that type of stuff. How much?
Do we have anything to say about that anyway? We don't have anything to say about that, do we?
No, it's state,
No, it's state.
we have no choice.
Yeah, it's state, so,
And it's based on their years of service.
yeah. So.
Well, I mean,
do I have a second?
can I make some kind of, rude comment that we ought to have some kind of control over if we're gonna vote on it?
None for
You
them.
just
I'll
did.
throw that out there.
It's on the record.
You know,
Eric says we need more power.
Yeah,
It's on the record, but,
You
so,
moved to have more power, and who's gonna second?
well, I mean, if they're gonna do it anyway, what's the purpose of us looking at it? I mean, anyway, that's.
You
that's
can,
fine.
you can set it higher than the state requires,
Yeah.
that's your purpose.
Okay.
So you keep it at the states or set it higher, that's your dilemma,
Okay.
okay?
So there's no.
I'll second, Rachel.
All right, I gotta have a second. All in favor? You good with it, Donnie?
that
Part
what?
C.
Huh?
Oh, part C.
Part C.
Oh, I thought-
Making Eric have more
You don't
power?
wanna- yeah.
No,
What
no,
I said.
It wasn't for sure.
no.
No, mine wasn't a motion, mine was a comment.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that'll be. All right, consideration of minutes. Everybody have a chance to read them?
This morning.
I have a motion to approve.
I second.
Raymond motion, Eric second. All in favor? 6-0 for December 14th, 2021 minutes. All right, now for December 27th. Have a motion to accept them? Lindy? I'll second. All in favor? 6-0. All right, anything else, Teresa, Tammy?
I'm gonna make a comment. If, like, you have any dealings with community corrections, now Amanda has been set in as interim, at this time, so they've done that at the last commissioners meeting. And just let everybody know, like, who's kinda in charge right now over there.
Thank you, Donnie.
Until the judge decides if it's gonna be a merge or if we're gonna leave it the way it is, and then they'll put in a, full-time director.
Do we need to go ahead and motion to move her to that pay for right now, or
It's
do we
already
wanna
on
wait?
that salary ordinance, so since they did that, it'll just be a natural switch, so you don't have to do anything.
Alright,
We've got
good
both
deal.
positions on the salary ordinance.
So we have another meeting Thursday, the 10th, right, this week?
Mhm.
At
Joint,
10 o'clock.
joint with the commissioners.
Yeah.
And that is the thing, what do
February
you all,
10th.
I gave you a long list of things that I kind of gleaned and pulled from your all's meetings and who was interested in talking with council or commissioners about subjects.
Put them all on there, cause I'm gonna have some,
Just
just
kinda
questions,
get
just
all
like
the
bullet
highlights
points,
of each
yes,
one. Okay.
yes.
All right, so
We've gotta
that
get it
same
done,
list,
yes.
just move that to topics for discussion and then just list them.
And then I'll
Okay.
have some bullet point questions, cause we've gotta get it done, we
And
can't.
then maybe we can pick something to hone in on a little closer from this meeting to say the next meeting, this is the topic or two topics, because there's a lot of things to talk about.
That's what we've gotta,
Yeah.
So should I pack a lunch?
yes.
Thank you, Jesse.
Bring me a sandwich too, will you?
Order delivery
Yeah.
from across the street.
What salary is amendment for that? She don't want the record made,
Yeah. They named her interim, yes.
so what they get them is making them, that should be doing now.
It'll be like the last time we put her in interim when he was out. She said it's still on there, so they're just
So
gonna
what-
go ahead and move it.
What are they,
There's two different pages.
where are they talking about merging? Community corrections and probation?
Interim director is 2288.
Okay, is that kind of what they get?
No, he stopped at 2397. That, when he left, that was where that salary froze. And see, there's never been a director ever appointed again
Right.
in that. So whenever they redid that grant, or wrote the grant, they couldn't have co-directors at the time, so then there had to be an interim director. and
Right,
deputy. And the interim director is set at 2288, and the interim deputy director is 2144.
Okay, which they don't have that position, right?
Well, it's still there, but there's nobody in it.
Okay.
Yes,
that's what-
because Amanda's gonna bump up from that
That's
to,
what I need to know.
to the interim director.
What are they,
So,
what are they talking,
hoping that they don't fill
Merging.
that second position.
what are they merging?
They should.
What are they talking about merging?
They never, you're talking about probation?
Probation, community corrections,
Community
merge?
corrections going underneath the probation umbrella, which would then move them underneath the courts.
But here's what's happening is the judge put a board together.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss what's the best direction to go, and at the end of the day, make a decision.
I'm just laughing because I went through all that down the clerk. So,
Okay,
have fun.
about the merge.
Have fun.
Oh,
So
okay.
Did they
what
do
was
it?
What was their decision? at
Did they make it?
Did they merge them?
I
or
left
keep it
before
separate?
that. I left.
Oh,
There's a few counties up north especially has merged. It's good one way and bad another, so we're gonna put that, the judge put the board together, and then we're gonna discuss it and see what's the best direction for Scott County.
If they merge with probation though, wouldn't state refund us more? Well, no, it'd probably cost us more, cause then they would say what their pay was gonna be.
I'm not sure how that would
Well,
affect.
that's a good question. We had to figure all that out.
If we still get to
So,
make those positions what we want to, or if,
The probation officers?
no, I mean,
No.
if community corrections went under them, if state would have the mandate to make,
no, so when I was down there, we didn't get probation pay until we actually went and became a probation officer, and that's,
I don't know if she's talking about the pay, or does the state make the decision on?
no, if community corrections went under
Community corrections can
them.
stay community corrections and stay their pay, even if they're under the courts.
I think you're right.
Yes, the only way that they can do it is if they say, hey, you need to go and become a probation officer, which requires testing and all that stuff. Then at that point, then now you're,
And we had a discussion about maybe going up north and sitting down and talking with probation, how is it working with you guys? How'd you put your program together? What's the responsibility of community corrections and?
When's their next meeting?
Well, he's gonna call it, he didn't put a date on it.
Mount?
Yeah. Which will be, he's putting the board together, and then I'll let you know if I find out. I'm pretty sure it's open meeting, so anybody can come that wants to make suggestions or whatever you wanna do. And we gotta see if it's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing for our community.
So when I went and got my probation, that just, it added, I still did community correction, still did work release, but it added, duties, responsibilities. I was able to then do some things that probation officers could do then, that community corrections couldn't. So,
And there's a whole lot more to community correction.
I got some reservations about all this.
You do your grants and all your business, it's
I wanna see some,
bigger than what a lot of people think.
I wanna see some information on this before
there's a lot of oversight.
I don't want,
It's gonna take a while, Raymond, and we might not even be here when this takes place, but that's what's in the works.
Why do you think something?
who initiated it?
Why do you think-
Who initiated it?
This has been,
Well, the judge is just looking at it to see what's best for both departments. It can help financially one way, or, you know, there's some.
So
there's
it was
good-
initiated by Judge, the thought was initiated,
The judge just said it's
By Judge
happening up
Mount.
north, let's just take a look at it, that's all he said.
yeah, but that was the first comments about it was from Judge Mount.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, anybody else have anything else? See everybody at the meeting February 10th, 2022 at 10 a.m. Are we gonna have that in here or downstairs?
I think, we'll double check it, because the calendar.
10 a.m.
I'll have to see, because
morning.
courts may be in here, but we'll check it and see. We'll post it one way or another. We'll send it down. Yeah.
I'm waiting with a bated breath.
All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Eric,
Second.
Donnie, signaled by standing. All in favor?
All in favor,
6-0.
get up and walk out.
Diane, you still there?
Wake up, Diane.
Because I was coughing.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day. Hope you get to feeling better.
Okay, thank you.